In this lesson, we're going to learn about law of cosines. So up in this top part, we are given two sides and an angle. Then A is going to equal the square root B squared plus C squared minus 2b times c cosine A. And then little b, square root of a squared plus c squared minus 2 times a times c cosine of b. And then little c, square root of a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b cosine capital C. And then if we are given three sides, then A is going to equal the cosine inverse of b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. And then angle B is the cosine inverse of a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2 times a times c. And then capital C angle, cosine inverse of a squared plus b squared minus c squared all over 2ab. Okay, so looking at this one, and we don't switch back to law of sines, we just solve alphabetically. Okay, so for our first example, we are looking for little b. So we're going to plug that into our formula here, up here. So little a squared plus little little c squared minus 2 times a times c, 2 times 17 times 20, cosine 21. So we're going to go ahead and plug that all into our calculator, and we should get 7.4. So go ahead and practice typing that in and make sure that you get 7.4. And then we're just going to go alphabetically for the rest. So capital A would be next. So that's going to be cosine inverse of B, which is what we just found, 7.4 squared plus 20 squared minus 17 squared all over 2 times 7.4 times 20. Again, plugging that into our calculator, 55.9 degrees for angle A. So make sure that you are practicing typing that into your calculator just like it looks. And then C is our last thing we need to find. So 180 minus 55.9 minus 21 is going to equal 103.1 degrees. Once we have two angles, we can just find the third. All right, so taking a look next at number 2. So number 2, it looks like we have A, B, and C. So let's just kind of find capital A, start alphabetically. And that's going to be cosine inverse of b squared plus, so 7 squared plus 13 squared minus 12 squared, all over 2 times 7 times 13. And that's going to give us 66 degrees for A. And then we'll go ahead and find B. Cosine inverse of 12 squared plus 13 squared minus 7 squared over 2 times 12 times 13. And our calculator is going to give us 32.2 degrees. And so then we can just go ahead and take for C, 180 minus 66 minus 32.2, and then we can get our last angle of 81.8 degrees.